would you please raise your hand if you rode in a car or if you rode in a car or drove a car to get here today? Thank you. Well, then you're gonna really be interested in this. We have a car show coming up at, you see my shirt here, and we have the poster up there, coming up in a little over 2 weeks. And I have a sign-up sheet here. I want to thank all of you who did sign up. We have quite a nice group here of volunteers. But I'll pass this around, and if there's anyone else wants to sign up, please go ahead. I encourage you maybe to take a picture of it so you'll see where you signed up. And I will try to send out an email before the event telling you where you're assigned. Thank you.
Will there be trackers this year? Let's ask you about tractors.
Tractors.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave. Where is he?
Maybe.
He's promised every year Dave has to bring a tractor. And it's always under some kind of mechanical operation or something. Oh, that's a good year.
Still driving here, so that's
Well, thank you, Dave.
all right. And I want to welcome a special guest, Eric Shorston. Eric is our beloved always member of Rotary, Daryl Shorston's son, and here to talk about the golf outing in Daryl's memory. Thank you.
Good morning. How are we all doing today? Good, good. I was told promptly as I walked through the door that I was overpressed. But you know, my father always told me it's better to be overdressed than underdressed, and so I appreciate that gentlemen wearing ties and it's make me not stick out like a sore thumb. So yeah, I want to thank you all for having me here this morning. As you all may know, my father passed away 2 years ago, about 1.5 years ago. And last summer, about 2 weeks before his birthday, I decided, you know what, let's have a memorial golf outing in his name. He and his two brothers had a memorial junior golf outing in Canton, Ohio, that they've been doing for 55, almost 60 years now. And so, you know, following my father and his brother's footsteps, thought it would be a good thing to do. And in 2 weeks, I got probably about 15 people to sign up, and we went over to Golf Club of Dublin, had a nice gathering. This year, we're going to go a lot bigger and do a proper golf outing. It's going to be on August 24th, Sunday. I know there's a golf outing going through that day, so a little competition, I guess. But we are going to be doing a 4-man scramble format, 2 o'clock shotgun starting at 2:30, registration starting at 12:30 rather. And on the tables, I have these flyers. They do have a QR code in the top right so that you can scan your camera on it. It'll pull up the website to give you all the information and ticketing and so forth on it. If we are not in the QR code mode, you can also go onto Facebook. We have a Facebook page. If you just put in the name, Daryl R. Shorston Memorial Golf Outing, should come right up. And if that's still too tech savvy, my phone number's on the bottom. Just give me a call. Sign up. But yeah, we're going to be raising some money. We have not only the foursomes, but also several sponsorship opportunities. All of the sponsorship funds that come in, we're going to be donating to the Dublin AM Rotary Club. And you know, just looking to try to contribute to something that was always so important to my father. And I know that part of his estate, he's leaving some funds to the club as well, once his estate is finally finalized. Those funds will be coming as well. So looking to contribute and build on top of that. Otherwise, I don't know if you do any questions or not, but I'm going to be around. So rather than taking up meeting time, if you want to come up and talk to me, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, encourage everybody to go to the golf outing and as Eric mentioned, it's going to support Rotary. Okay, so quick announcements.
Yes, if you're a Dublin resident, we have one of the best police department in the country. The Dublin Police Citizen Academy is accepting applications. Deadline August 20th. We want about 6 to 8 weeks to learn about Dublin law enforcement. this is the best time to get to see our 911 center, maybe even get to shoot some guns for practice. But, deadline is, August 20th. It'd be at the Dublin City, website for applications.
Is that the one where they got a free get out of a speeding ticket thing at the end?
Chief, Police Chief, Hayes is speaking next Friday, so.
Great. Ingrid,
I have an extra ticket, this Sunday at 2 o'clock, I'm going to a performance about Parkinson's. Performed by an actor that has Parkinson's. If you are personally affected or you know somebody that you think might want to join me for that performance, it's a great chance to get connected with a couple other people in the community. They're proactively helping folks with Parkinson's.
great.
Thanks.
Claudia?
The Affiliate Club is having a peace conference. I'm gonna put everything on Facebook again and send it out to you. It's in September 20th. They're looking for a few volunteers that will be able to answer questions about Rotary. It's at the McCoy Center, which is very large. It's a huge deal. And they're gonna have all kinds of activities going on for families. So if you can make it as a volunteer, or if you just wanna go over on the 20th, it's during, I think, from 9 to 2, so I'll put all the information on Facebook.
Great, Luke?
Yeah, it's just a final invitation for the perfect party that's at the Michael residence this evening, so if you haven't yet registered or would like to attend, feel free to attend the perfect party this evening.
Fantastic. Tim, thank you for hosting that.
Glad to.
All right. Real quick.
I have a card that I'm sending around for Mandy Anderson, who's getting married tomorrow, so it's. I haven't read.
The other half. All right. Sergeant at Arms today is Dave Williamson.
Good morning, Rotary. Me too. Put this over here. All right, in honor of our president, I do have 3 factoids that I'm going to run by you this morning, just so that everybody has a good start to your Friday. Did you know that in 1939, The Wizard of Oz premiered in Hollywood at Grauman's Chinese Theater? So the first 1930s. But then in 1969 on this date, what started? Can you guess?
Woodstock.
Woodstock. That's exactly correct. Who said that? John Susie, I should have known. But anyway, Woodstock started, and some of the performers, Richie Havens, you heard that name in a while? Tim Harden, Karate Shucker, Melanie Arlo Guthrie, and Joan Baez, all performed on that day in 1969. In 1977, a possible alien radio signal was received and recorded from deep space. It was designated WOW. Now, for the Sergeant at Arms question of the day and 3 free tickets for the drawing, where was that recorded?
On 23, OSU's.
Perkins.
Yeah, thank you.
He got it. It was the OSU radio telescope in Delaware, Ohio, that was recorded then. So you get 3 free tickets. Congratulations. All right, Rotary protocol is also in effect. That means that you must have 3 things. What are they? Your pen, your name tag, and the card. Now, the kicker is, if you got all those, congratulations, you're almost there. If you gave out one of those business cards this week, you're home free. If you didn't, you owe me $1. So it doesn't do any good for the club to print business cards if you don't hand them out. So that's your free tip of the day. Okay, last thing. Small pot today, $20. The large pot is $226. So we're gonna draw here, Mr. President.
And the winning numbers are
2592914. So 2914, last four digits.
oh, Michael.
All right, Michael,
You have
congratulations.
your throws, small ball, you wanna go for the large. He's gonna go for the large.
All right.
One more drawing. Just Franklin County here can draw.
We have 2592900.
2900. Hey, there he goes. He gets the $20. Congratulations. Have a great week, everybody.
All right, so for our speaker today, like to welcome Kenneth Wilson, the administrator of Franklin County. Mr. Wilson was appointed to the position of county administrator in January 2015. As county administrator, the highest unelected post in county government, Mr. Wilson leads 14 county agencies with more than 1,400 employees and oversees the county's annual $2.5 billion budgeting process for 35 agencies to ensure Franklin County remains one of the finest, best governed counties in the nation. He also directly supervises the Department of Economic Development and Planning, Public Affairs, and the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Mr. Wilson was hired in 2005 as director for the county's Office of Management and Budget. In 2010, Mr. Wilson was elevated to the role of Deputy County Administrator for Resource Management and previously oversaw other county agencies, including the Job and Family Services, the county's largest social service agency. He holds a master's in public administration from Ohio University, a BA from James Madison College at Michigan State University, where he majored in public affairs, metropolitan studies, and business. And he serves as the past president of the National Association of County Administrators. Among other positions he's held at many national organizations involving county government. So I'd like to present to you Administrator Kenneth Wilson.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to lead off by saying, thank you for this invite. It's not often that, crowds want to hear about, county government. County government, is an interesting topic, believe it or not. I like to tell people, you know, the only thing we don't, touch is I'm not called to put out fires. I don't run a fire department. Nor do, I pick up solid waste. But I do serve on the Solid Waste Authority Board of Central Ohio. So I am exposed to it in my role. But good morning. It's truly a pleasure to be here today. I haven't had a chance to meet everyone, but it's really been it's an honor to me, and it's amazing how long that I've been able to serve as county administrator. I've seen a lot of growth in Franklin County. Franklin County is now the largest county in the state of Ohio and the 30th largest in the country. And of course, there is robust cities, with the largest being Columbus, which is the 14th largest. And we have a lot of amenities. I'm standing in one of them right now with the Muirfield Golf Course in the city of Dublin, which is one of our healthiest, highest rated communities as measured by bond rating and such. You know, that's a formal description and discussion around county government. But what it really means is that my job is under the three Board of Commissioners, President Erica Crowley, Commissioner John O'Grady, and Kevin L. Boyce, is to make sure that the county is ran efficiently and effectively. And because of how we're growing, we always have to have an eye focus on the future. As was pointed out in my introduction, I'm a budget guy at heart. That's where I began working, going all the way back to my time working in the state legislature. County budgeting and finance was a bug that bit me. because through finance and public policy, you're able to see how everything is actually done. And over these years, I've been fortunate enough to help guide projects and policies that have been able to make Franklin County stronger, more resilient, and more responsive to our residents' needs. I think about during my tenure, I've dealt with economic crises that occurred going back to 2008, 2009, financial crisis. Have dealt with there being civic unrest due to the George Floyd murder. I've dealt with, and I didn't see this coming, 100-year COVID-19 pandemic. And that was a unique challenge in the respect that as county government, for the first time, during my 30+ years in county government administration, could not just think about helping people externally. We had to figure out how to actually operate internally. At that point in time, remote work was somewhat a strange thing because we in the public service business, and that is about being connected to people and to have to put together a plan to provide service in a lot of cases from the individual's home was a challenge. Then once we figured that out, we moved on to how to deal with the fact that the economy just literally shut down. And sales tax, for example, is the lifeblood of supporting everything that we do. And the economy essentially was shut down during that period of time. And I dealt with weird things such as having to figure out how to procure personal protective equipment. I was on the search for as much hand sanitizer, disinfection wipes, masks. I mean, it was something that you don't think about anything like that happening when you're studying public administration, for sure. But so that's a lot of responsibility. And right now, there's more demand, even post-pandemic. We're 5 years out, but there's more demand for health and human services, infrastructure. Housing is a gigantic issue here in the county. And when I say housing is one of my top issues, most days it's either 1A or 1B, and it's trading places with workforce development and creating job opportunities. So we like to talk about being for every resident every day. So that means we got to think about our oldest residents to our newest residents and have an aspiration that they're able to thrive here in the county. And that's really something that we place a great premium on. Every fall, our commissioners approve a county budget, which for 2005 exceeded $2.2 billion. I know numbers like that can seem to be abstract, but to me, the budget is more than just a ledger of revenues and expenditures. It's really our strategic blueprint for investing in the people here that call Franklin County home. And because of the many years of strong fiscal management, our county holds the highest possible bond ratings from both Moody's Investment Services and Standard & Poor's. These high ratings reflect the county's strong fiscal management, resilient revenue base, and sound fiscal policies. Why do these ratings really matter? They allow us to borrow money for such things as the recently constructed James A. Kearns Correction Facility and a forensic science center at the best possible rates. It's just like your personal credit rating. Life gets cheaper, the better your credit is. So as a county, the better our credit rating is more affordable for us when we need to construct capital projects, or the sanitary engineer is needing to invest in water and sewer infrastructure, or our county engineer is investing in roads and bridges. Many big companies such as Intel and Honda also take these sort of things into account when making decisions about big capital investments in communities such as ours, because they're looking for communities that can withstand adverse economic cycles without significant challenges. Every dollar the county spends represents a choice, whether it's providing shelter for a family in crisis, supporting our critical small business needs, improving public health, or building infrastructure to keep the county moving, as I stated. That's why I take pride in saying that this budget is about more than just survival. It's about ensuring that our residents can truly thrive. One of the emerging public policy matters that the county has endeavored in is doing more to improve mental health. It's one of the most pressing needs in our community today, mental and behavioral health. Nationally, about 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health crisis each year, and 1 in 10 struggle with substance abuse. And think about, in a county of our size, that translates to hundreds of thousands of residents, friends, neighbors, and coworkers who may be hurting or unsure where to turn to facing these circumstances. And for far too long, the way we've handled a mental health crisis has been imperfect. Law enforcement might respond to someone in crisis who hasn't broke the law, but they can't care for themselves. Hospital emergency rooms are often the provider of last resort. Expensive, crowded, not designed for long-term care. And far too often, people end up in the worst circumstances, and that's jail, where in some cases, their treatment could be compromised, and they may lose the follow-up they need. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that at the county level, we don't operate prisons. We operate 2 jails. Individuals that are placed under custody may only be there a week, 2 weeks, and they return back to our communities. So what happens during that time really matters. Many go on to their jobs and maybe be able to go on and take care of their families, but some, that becomes a trap, and they end up falling into a cycle of returning. And once they're on that trajectory, all the outcomes become worse. So that's the most costly, least effective way to respond, both for the individual in crisis and for the community. And that's why I'm proud to say we've opened a new Franklin County Mental Health Crisis Center. And this facility will be a game changer. I personally went and saw one of the model facilities that was in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and was just amazed at how law enforcement in this type of facility will be able to come into the facility, drop an individual off in crisis, where before they may have dropped them off in jail, and they're able to, in less than 24 hours in some cases, are able to get the treatment they need, get stabilized, and return back to the community. So this center will offer a safe, supportive alternative to jail or the emergency room. It's staffed by trained professionals who can provide immediate help, connect people to resources, and follow up after the crisis has passed. And it doesn't just help the person in need, it also relieves the burden on first responders, as I said, so they can get back out into the communities and really focus on public safety. it releases the strain on hospitals. So hospitals aren't triaging individuals with a behavioral health situation. They can deal with people with, physical emergencies. And that makes our entire community safer. But our commitment to behavioral health extends beyond this center. We've invested in tools like the Credible Minds platform, which gives every resident in Franklin County access to a free online library of mental wellness resources. We've supported community mini grants, diversion programs, and crisis services. And with over 40% of people with a diagnosable mental health issue still going untreated, we know that our work is far from done. And that's why we've launched initiatives like Soul Talk Empowerment Summit and Mental Health Mondays. These platforms keep the conversation going, break down the stigma, connect people with the help they deserve. One thing we're trying to spread through the community is it's okay not to be okay. Look to try to seek out services, seek out help. Again, we want people to know it's okay not to be okay. Our most important group when we talk about future is early childhood. And another transformational project is happening at 370 South Front Street, the site of our closed downtown jail. We're reimagining that space to turn it into a vibrant mixed-use facility that will be anchored by a state-of-the-art early learning center. Think about that for a minute. Tearing down a jail and turning it into an early learning center for children. That is truly flipping the script. We have it planned for completion in 2027. It will offer more than 45,000 square feet of learning space, 18,500 square feet of outdoor play space, and a drop-in childcare center for families conducting business within the county or its courts. We will also have a new county mail processing center, parking for 80 to 85 vehicles. And as we try to do with all of our projects, create a seamless connectivity to the Franklin County Government Center. We all know the challenges that wayfinding presents. Many of us live in communities outside of downtown. I'm exposed to downtown all the time, but I think about my neighbors in Grove City, the community I live in, and if they don't have any need to be downtown, they're not going to be downtown in the courthouse. But I think about what if they need to come to the courthouse, what an intimidating experience that is. One, finding a park. Two, the Hot Wheel track that's being constructed, I like to call it the I-70-71 project. All of that going on, and they don't want to be there. And the last thing they want to do is not be able to get to where they're going. I see people with wedding gowns on, finding their way to get a marriage license, or I see someone that accidentally got a ticket and don't want to be there. So you got the balance of emotions all coming from Westerville, Gahanna, Dublin, Whitehall, wherever, and you at least want to have proper signage and everything in place so they can find out, what they need to know, get to where they want to go, and leave. And any of you that are attorneys probably feel the same way. Peter, I know you feel the same way. We talked in the beginning, you had to come down. So that is something that we focus on. We've set a 20% small and emerging participation goal on this project at the childhood centers. And that's because we want investments to ripple through the local economy. And by creating a high quality learning opportunities, we're not just building a building, we're building futures. The hard truth is that only 40% of Franklin County children in a kindergarten ready. 26% of children of color and 28% of children in poverty. And that is something that's totally unacceptable when we think about the future of this county. So originally launched in the spring of 2022, Franklin County Rise takes a whole system approach to offering an array of supports to working families, child care providers, and early learning professionals. The initiative, which was made possible with the support of the American Rescue Plan, puts equity at the forefront and is designed to address disparities in early learning outcomes for low-income and underrepresented families, along with the providers and the educators who serve them. The slogan for this program is every child, every chance, because it's up to all of us to build the future we want for our children to inherit. Growth and responsibility. The county's economic strategy returns strong results year after year. In 2024, more than 8,300 new jobs were created in partnership with regional economic organizations. Minority and women-owned businesses received more than $56 million in purchasing contracts, marking a 74% increase. I talked about housing. The county's affordable housing efforts have supported nearly 1,700 new units since 2020, surpassing its decade-long goal in under 4 years. While our track record is good, we cannot rest on our laurels. I'm sharing these examples with you because they reflect the larger truth. Growth alone doesn't guarantee prosperity. We have to be intentional about it. Franklin County's success will be measured not just by the number of new residents or businesses we attract, but how well we ensure there is access to opportunity. It's not a privilege, it's a promise. That's why public investment matters. Not because concrete and steel are exciting in their own right, certainly they aren't, but because they create conditions of shared prosperity, stronger families, better health, thriving neighborhoods, and a more resilient economy. I'll close with this. The building of a great community is never done. And it's not the responsibility of government alone. That's one reason I would welcome this opportunity to come out to community organizations such as this to say, if you're not involved, get involved. Think of a way that you can contribute in the broadest way possible to the benefit of Franklin County's 1.35 million residents. Each of us here today plays a role. Your businesses, your civic organizations, the philanthropic community is extremely important, and through your individual leadership. So I encourage you, ask questions about where we're invested in the county's future. On your tables is the State of the County report. Each year we hold an event, and it's an opportunity not to brag. It's an opportunity to have a community conversation around what county government is doing each day. Our daily focus is service, excellence, and progress. And the Board of Commissioners is pushing me to add a fourth opportunity. So share your ideas about what more we can do. And most importantly, stay connected with each other, to your neighborhoods, and to the people who may need a helping hand. Together, we can ensure that Franklin County doesn't just grow. It grows with purpose, compassion, and with a commitment to leaving no one behind. I thank you for your time and consideration of listening to me talk about county government, which is a passionate subject. And I would be open to any questions from Rotary Club members.
Yeah, on the Office of Aging, I'm just curious, like the passport program. I didn't know if you had any opinions on any of the cutbacks and.
The passport program is administered by the state, and it's, the screening process is handled by local areas on, aging. I am a strong proponent of the passport program because of the 12 and a half years that I spent in state government. I got so many letters, during that time. Each year, the state does a biennial budget, saying, don't cut passport, save passport. And why? Because passport, before they come to the senior options program, which I'll touch on, it keeps people out of long-term care facilities, and it improves their quality of life, because when you're prematurely placed in an acute care facility, even beyond assisted living, that next level, the outcomes, aren't good. And it's like 3 times as much, when it comes in, and then it requires individuals, depending upon their circumstances, to go through what I'll call an asset drain. They have to, the families have to be financially just challenged in a lot of cases. So we have at the county, 2 individuals, that advocate for issues that are debated at the State House that benefit the county. So certainly passport is one of those. And individuals that aren't on passport, we have through our, Office on Aging, a senior options program that services individuals, that are 60 and over. And we have a partnership, with the Central Ohio Area on Aging. We fund a number of positions, and we care for those individuals within that program that are in the most acute care situation. And in addition to that, you all voters support the Franklin County Senior Options Levy. And with that levy, individuals receive home improvement services, they receive, Meals on Wheels, they receive transportation, the medical appointments, to grocery stores, to personal care appointments, all of those vital services that senior needs, that need our care, carried through that particular program through the Office on Aging. I think you did, then I'm gonna go this way, then I'm gonna come there to the blue shirt.
Yeah, one of the things that's always been great is Columbus, especially Franklin County, does a great job keeping its young people coming out of Ohio State and other schools. I think that's one of our real assets. We do a great job in this part of Ohio, keeping our young people. Could you just say a few words? What other things can we be doing? What about assets like the new airport? What are some of the other things that you feel are some of the bright shining stars that we need to really focus on support?
I think that, we need to continue to, develop, of housing, as diverse as possible, near downtown, near the amenities. Younger people, when they first graduate, Ohio State, Franklin University, Otterbein, our, strong network of colleges, they want to be where the amenities are in the beginning, before they want the yard, and and that's happening later and later. Unfortunately, I think that we don't have as much of the workforce housing, as we need in the beginning where people want to be. Norfolk Market is being redeveloped. There's gonna be, apartments built into that. There's gonna be a, 4-star hotel that's a part of that, 5-star, they tell me. But we contributed to that project, because there was a commitment to build some of the, dedicate some of the units at the income level where, even a married couple that's young starting off, could be at. And I just think that, we invest, well in our arts, in cultural, facilities. That's extremely important, for young people. And, we need to continue to support, having the Columbus Blue Jackets, having the Columbus Crew, ensuring that Lord.com has fans and vibrancy. Vibrancy is the key. It sounds like, you know, fluff, but it's really not. When you talk about companies, when they look at relocating, I sat on the executive committee of Experience Columbus, and all we focus on is bringing people to Columbus and Franklin County through trade shows, and many of them we're recruiting for job opportunities that they may see. You know, think about OSU is the new medical tower. They're gonna need to keep as many people as possible you know, they're gonna have to recruit outside, but if you want to keep just people that are here within the community, and we have an advantage there. We bring in trade shows all the time, and I hear afterwards that people say, I never thought that the area is as vibrant as it is. I could walk right outside the convention center and I'm in the short north. I got restaurants and there's activity. I think we just need to keep building on what we have. And we also need to I don't know what's the right word to use, be more outwardly confident in who we are. When you're sitting next to someone on the plane, when they say, where are you from? Refuse to put Ohio on the end. Say Columbus or say Dublin. Don't put, just say I'm from a region. I don't have to put Ohio on the end or what I mean, it's just a presence that we need to have. I think it's a Midwest. We're humble. We're just not, you know, Chicago brashness.
Say Austin.
I overhear people. Austin is a whole different creature. I mean, I just finished a 2-year term as president of the National Association of County Administrators. So I have to bump elbows with Wake County, North Carolina, Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, all of these places, Raleigh, you know, the Raleigh-Durham Research Triangle, the DMV, Fairfax County, Virginia. You know, I have to hear, you know, about what Dallas is doing, and I'm always consciously saying, okay, Columbus got that. Columbus doing that, you know. We don't want to, you know, we don't want to be Atlanta, because we don't want to, you know, we aren't to the point. That's why I talked about infrastructure is so important. We don't want to look at Google Maps and they say you got 4 miles and it's gonna take you 20 minutes to go 4 miles. We don't want that. We want everything else. And I'm gonna cut this short. I had an individual from Indianapolis I met with last year, I think it was. He came in, he looked out my window, he was like, Columbus, you know, you all are beating us for a lot of projects or whatever. And I was like, look out, we're gonna keep coming. I said, only the Super Bowl is safe. I said, you safe with the Super Bowl and you safe with the men's Final Four. Everything else, we trying to host right here and have everything in nationwide arena. We trying to take it all. But with progress comes cost, because it just was announced nationwide, want to do a $400 million improvement, and it's coming. I just met with the director of the Convention Facilities Authority recently about that. I hope I answered your question.
We're out of time,
Okay.
so you can maybe answer some questions after.
Sure, I just want to say congratulations and well done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate having you here today. Our next meeting is here on Friday, August 22nd. We're going to have the Chief Justin Paez of the Dublin Police Department and the quote of the day is, let us never forget that government is ourselves and not an alien power over us. The ultimate rulers of our democracy are not a president and senators and congressmen and government officials, but the voters of this country. That's Franklin D. Roosevelt. Thank you, and have a great weekend, everybody. That was very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We can get Jeff. All right, thank you.
You got it?
Yeah. Really appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.